so much for having me here. I'm really excited to bring this information to you guys as we go into New Year's. I know that we all want to sit down and make our goals and then what, right? By this point in the month, even sometimes we forget what we said we wanted to do at the beginning of the year. So today we're going to talk about just a little process. I think we're all pretty familiar with it. Ready, set, go. It's an easy way to remember how to take your plans into something that is a little more tangible for your life. So I wanted to start with the first step, which is getting ready. And I call this my dream it step. This is where I'm going to visualize what I want for myself, for my business, for my family, whatever it is that you're wanting to move forward this year. That's what you want to really start focusing intentionally on dreaming about. So there's a really great lady named Marian Wright Edelman, and she said, you can't be it if you can't see it. And some of you guys might be familiar with Muhammad Ali said, if my mind can conceive it and my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it. Well, visualization and visualizing who you are or where you want to go is the first step in creating that reality. Now, when I moved to Michigan, or back to Michigan, to the Lansing area back in 2010, I was in a really dark place. I had lost everything. I had a thriving business. I came from Houston. I had had like a dream life, a dream house, a dream husband, a dream business. I was ready to go. And I lost everything in 1 year. My house, my business, even my beautiful husband passed away. I came to Michigan to see my best friend who lives in Okemos. Her mom had passed away earlier that year, and she invited me to come up because we hadn't seen each other in a couple of years. So I packed everything that I could in the back of my 2003 Jeep Cherokee, and I drove from Houston to Okemos, where she lived, and I hung out with her for a few days. I also had my best friend with me, and he was starting to make connections in the area. It hadn't gone very well for me, though. By about, I believe it was October, I was done. I was on the ground. I was under the ground, maybe almost 6 feet under. Well, I had made a friend, and she had a vacant, empty house that was just sitting there. And she said, Jen, why don't you go there for a weekend and see what you can come up with? So I went to her house, big, empty house, all by myself. And I sat down on her couch and I started to dream. Now, Forbes did a study and found out of 1,100 people that owned small businesses, 86% of them that used visualization techniques achieved or exceeded their goals. In a world where less than 1% of small businesses last even 5 years, and an infinitesimally small amount of businesses last 10 years, it's probably a good idea to get the best strategy you can. And that starts right here in your head, dreaming. You might wonder, how do I start? Well, it's as simple as having that intention, right? We want to have an intention to take some time. I like to do this in the morning. First thing, I get up, I do my yoga, which I did this morning and kind of hurt my shoulder a little bit, but I do my yoga and then I feel like ready to sit for just 5 minutes and visualize what my day is, visualize what my week is, what my month is, what my year is. Just 5 minutes. Now you might ask yourself, well, okay, that sounds great. When should I start? For those of you that have never heard me talk, you will come to find quickly that I like for all of us to be involved in the journey. So we're going to start right now. So what I want everybody to do right now, just close your eyes for a few minutes. Not a few minutes. It's only going to be a few seconds. I promise I can't stand up here silent that long. I want you to ask yourself what you want to accomplish this year. So go ahead and close your eyes. Start building that picture in your brain. What does it look like? What are the sights and sounds and smells? How does your body feel? Do you feel loved? Do you feel proud? Do you get that nice warm sensation? Are you feeling proud? All right, go ahead and open your eyes. We've completed the first step. That wasn't hard, right? Thank you, Missy. Appreciate you. So after we have this vision in our head, which is great, dreams are fantastic, but we want to bring them here rather than leaving them unreachable in the ether. Though it is fun to have them there, much better to experience them here. So we need to start planning. Now, question for you guys, by a show of hands, whose life has gone exactly according to their plans? No one? Really? Not one of us. So, but yet we plan, right? We have the best laid plans. We have perfect plans, carefully detailed plans. Now, like I said, I arrived in Lansing, bad place. I sat down in that house by myself with just my thoughts, and I had a journal. As I sat there for a while and started to think, what do I want my life to be? Do I want a life? I started to write. I started to write down a journal, all of the emotions that I was feeling, the happiness. I laughed a little bit because there were some funny things, and I cried a lot because there were a lot of really sad things, and I grieved and I lamented. And I finally came to this place where I could rejoice and actually start making a plan for myself. What was this new life going to be like that I dreamed of? Now, there's lots of ways to put your dreams into a more tangible form. Some of the most common ways are journaling, right? Does anybody here journal? I love to journal. I'm a writer, like to do it. All right, another way that you can do it is by making a vision board. Has anybody made a vision board? So a vision board is just a more graphical representation of what you want your life to look like. So you find pictures. Now, back when I was younger, we would go find my mom's stacks and stacks of Good Housekeeping and Women's Home Journal. And if we needed to do that, we'd take our little round nose scissors and little Elmer's glue stick, and we'd start cutting things out and pasting them on a board, which you can still do because magazines still exist. So feel free to do it that way. But you can also use the World Wide Web. The web has lots of graphical representation for us. We can find the pictures that we want. We can create it digitally. I like to do things like keep those as my background on my computer screen because I see that a lot, or on my phone. But you can do whatever you want. There's also a way that you can combine both a vision board and a journal. It's called a life plan. And this is something I did back in 2017 with a very talented gentleman down in Houston. And I decided I liked it so much that I trained in it. And if you are interested in that kind of combination of pictures and words to help get your life on track, we can do a life plan. I'd be happy to walk you through that. Just come check me out after. But once you get that down onto paper, the idea is you're bringing that unseen thing, that thing that lives up here, into reality. You're making it a little bit more real for yourself. So on everybody's table, there are some notebooks. They look like this. Does everybody have one? I think I have enough for everybody. At first I was concerned if every chair was full, we wouldn't have enough. Grab that, or if you want, tear a couple sheets off for your friends, or grab one from another table. And what I want each of us to do is to realize that by writing something down, it activates that creative part of you because you are a co-creator of your life. And you want to actively participate in that. I have recently fallen in love with Tony Robbins, and one of the things that, not romantically, one of the things that Tony Robbins says all of the time is life happens for you, not to you. But you can only really embrace that perspective if you're a co-creator in your life. So I want each of us to take just a couple of minutes. There's pens on the table. They're really cute little clear title pens. That's one of my companies, Clear Title, and they have clear caps. I did that on purpose. But take a pen, write down just a couple of sentences about that dream that you visualized in our last step. I like to see people furiously writing. Now you're ready because you've dreamed it, and you're set because you've written it down and you've made a plan. You've started fleshing out that dream. It's time to go. It's time to do it. It feels great to dream and it feels great to write. But honestly, at the end of the day, if we stop there, we stop our whole dream. And unfortunately, about 80% of us stop there. We never get to this stage. We never go. We never step into that future. And what does it take for us to do that? Guys, it takes massive action. It takes massive action. Say that with me. It takes massive action to start bringing that unseen thing here. So what can we do? Well, there was a time prior to me getting to that little empty house that I was questioning, waffling back and forth between wanting to live and wanting to die. It was that weekend that I decided I wanted to live. And I wrote down these 4 steps, what I wanted my life to look like and how I was going to make it happen. And when I left that house Sunday afternoon, I started taking massive action. So much action that within 3 months, I had my own place. I had a job. I had built a community and started cultivating it, a community that was interested in my life, not in my misery. A community that supported my creative endeavors, and a community that was going to help me bring this dream to a reality. In fact, so much so that 2 months later, I met my now husband. A few months after that, I actually created a life. I started my own business. I opened my own brokerage here in the greater Lansing area for real estate. Since then, I have opened a title company, a transaction services company, a property management company. Life is full because I took massive action. And that is what it takes. Big dreams require big actions. So today, I want to invite us to take massive action. I need everybody to stand up. Shake it out a little. It's early, right? Oh my gosh. It's so early. I'm usually still sitting at my bar journaling at this time of the morning, sipping my coffee peacefully. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys some questions. I'd like you to answer them. Honestly, do you have a dream?
Yes.
Awesome. Do you have a plan of action?
Yes.
Okay, now this next one, I want everyone to take a step forward and say yes. If you are ready to take massive action, say yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys can sit back down. The last thing that you're going to do is I want you to take that piece of paper that you wrote your dream on. I want you to write down one thing that you can do today, right now, maybe not right now, wait for the meeting to end, today, to move yourself one step forward towards that dream, okay? And after you do that, I'd like for you to come up here. I'm a bit of a mystic. So I wanted to bring a little gift for everybody. And I have these really, I was going through my stuff yesterday and I have these really cute cards and they say on the front, today is going to be awesome because you are here. And I was like, oh, that would be so fun to give to everybody because I like for people to feel good and have a good time. And then as I was looking at them on the back, I thought about writing thank you or something. But I started to get inspired about all the things that this group can accomplish and do this year for Holt and whatever community you're in. And so I started writing little things on each card. Each card is different. I felt I had a different message for each of you. So I would like for you, after you write down your step, come up here. I'm going to give you your card. It is my gift and my hope for you. Thank you so much for letting me speak. I do run a show called Lansing Community Connections. We are very committed to getting small businesses connected to the community and the community connected to small business. If you are at all interested in that, there's little pink cards on your tables. The front has a little QR code for scheduling a spotlight interview, and the back is just about my real estate. So if you guys need anything, buy, sell, or both, I'm here to help you out. Thank you so much for having me. Get to writing, and I'll meet you up here.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah. I like the action. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.